Greetings, good afternoon, how's it going? Welcome to Beyond Ringside Live for this 24th day of September 2017. Chaos ensues from this moment on. We're making sense is pure nonsense. From Studio One, your humble host here, the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne. Welcoming in tag team partner, the incomparable Mark MaBo Bowman. What's up, brother? Oh, MaBo.
If it's not one thing, if it's not one thing, it's another. I mean, you know, you get close to your goals, and then life pulls out its big black penis and smacks you across the face with it.
God. If I knew your new address, I'd have everybody send the mail your way.
Well, I'm not there yet. I don't want to talk about that right now.
We'll just go ahead and say 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the same address I've used since the late 90s.
Well, there's already one dick there. What?
Ouch. Let's see. Dang.
Yeah.
Ain't going to go in that.
Dick Cheney?
Say what?
Isn't it Dick Cheney? I don't know.
No, has not been for a long time. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I figured there was a dick there. I thought it was Dick Cheney.
Not a Dick or a Rick.
Just a big orange douche.
All right.
Oh, don't you start, because you'll get political in a heartbeat, so don't you start.
Yeah, but I don't do character assassination on no matter how stupid they are.
That's... Me? Assassinate someone's character? No. Bring to light the truth? Possibly. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, right. First off, thank you to everybody who is still listening in through BeyondRingside.com, the Beyond Ringside radio app, and all the other methodologies which are currently available. And there are quite a few, 17 to be exact, that I know of, and up and down the network. From there, last week...
Fast Eddie, stop him from talking. He'll want to take down our flags next. Sorry.
Okay, we'll go there.
No,
screw it. We'll go there. No, I don't care. No.
We weren't.
No.
What? Dude, that was a joke.
Okay. First off.
It's not like I'm going to lock arms and kneel during the show.
If you could do that, I'm calling you Reed Richards.
If I could kneel without falling over, it would be a miracle.
Call you a miracle, yeah. Okay. First off, I want to go ahead and say something regarding something that happened on my personal Twitter account earlier today.
Oh, did something happen?
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
I would like to say that I still have the utmost respect for Tom Arnold. When I had the discourse with him earlier today, I was not attacking him. He was not attacking me, yet some ignorant individuals decided they wanted to try to jump on me. Just because I said something to Tom Arnold contrary to what he said. Look, living with freedom of speech means you're going to get offended every once in a while. I didn't get offended by anything Tom Arnold said, and he channeled his inner Bobby Heenan in my direction, to which that's when I responded with the laughter that I did. There has been no negativity between myself and Tom Arnold on Twitter. Nor probably will there ever be. Because he is an intelligent, articulate individual who is capable to listen to both sides of a story, or every side to a story. Unlike some ignorant jack-offs out there who decide they're just going to start name-calling and everything else 5 seconds into something without actually paying attention. So, to put the world in proper perspective, for those who saw that, it was a small interaction, nothing major. So, I'm just basically laying it out there. There was no negativity in my book between me and Tom Arnold. I've liked Tom Arnold since he was on Roseanne, The Jackie Thomas Show, Best Damn Sports Show, period, True Lies, and even when he came to Birmingham this past May. So there is anybody who wants to read anything more than what there was, there's nothing there to read. Move on and get a life, people. And the
I liked him on my big redneck vacations.
There you go. I apologize for forgetting that one. Actually, I think he's still hosting that. Or no, Big Redneck Wedding is the one he's still hosting.
No, but yeah, the Big Redneck Family, Big Redneck Vacation, that's been canceled about 2-3 years.
Okay. But, and not to mention the man's got a great stand-up comedy career going for him. Taking limited dates, but still. So there was some discourse, and Mr. Arnold said something that it's not that I took umbrage with, that I just felt that was not totally accurate. He was talking about we were talking about football, and he made the statement that the players are the money. The players are an integral and featured part of anything and everything. But you can never put the players above the fans. Because and this goes for any business. This goes for any business, period. The cash-paying public can never be relegated to a secondary stance. I don't care if it's the almighty LeBron freaking James and the NBA. I don't care if it's the Braves, the Dodgers, whatever, Major League Baseball. I don't care if it's football, hockey, soccer, movies, television, live events. You can have the greatest individuals in the world doing what they do best. But if it's not for the fans and the money that they're spending, you ain't got jack. That's the easy way to say it. And once again, I'm saying this in a little bit more animated tone right now than I had on social media. But there was no attack from my direction towards him. Just like, and like I said, in my book, he channeled his inner Bobby Heenan. Somebody he and I both are tremendous fans of. But once again, money in any sport, especially the NFL, licensing, television buys and airtime, television contracts, and fans. Because if you don't have, granted, if you don't have a player, you don't have a game. But if you don't have the fans, you don't have money. That's the easy way to say it. Okay, I'm done. And for the record, I'm going to invite Tom Arnold to come on here in the near future. Because I would like to find out some of his favorite Bobby Heenan stories. And speaking of, MaBo, I'm going to step to the side for a second. You take because I know.
No. We ain't doing this. No. I told you before we even started that you're going to take this. So catch everybody up since we weren't available last week.
I think everybody knows. I think even
boy, if you don't do it, I'll promise you.
I think even Little Rocket Man knows it.
I don't even know who that is.
I am referring, of course, to the passing of Bobby the Brain Heenan. Arguably and inarguably one of the greatest personalities that the industry of professional wrestling has ever known. One of the, probably, I don't know the easy way to put it. This is a person who, as a heel, was still beloved by all. A person who knew exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it. When to step up and when to powder out. It's something a lot of people could learn. So, I know from my direction, I've been kind of quiet about it on social media. Mainly because I don't want to do the generic, sorry about the passing of Bobby, RIP Brain, and all that other stuff. Because there are some people in this industry that on a professional level, I hold in a truly high regard. And Heenan is the vanguard of that level of respect. MaBo?
Yes.
Was there anything you'd like to add?
To yours? No, I don't know you that well.
No Mercy coming up a little bit later this evening. Going to kick off in about an hour and 19 minutes from
now.
now.
Why would I don't want to finish your sentence.
I'd finished my sentence. I was turning it over to you.
Oh, well, then just say, do you have something to say?
Christ.
He can't save you now, buddy. No, I'm normally very vocal when someone in the wrestling industry passes away. Even if, just depending. But this one was another one of those that hit very close to home for me. And what's, I don't know if you could call it morbid or what, but, since, because for those who don't know, he had jaw cancer. And, eventually he had like the jaw removed and was like, I think it was replaced with part of his hip bone and all that and whatnot. After that surgery where, he could hardly even speak anymore, it was all like, okay, any day, the brain's going to pass. Another year goes by. Any day, the brain's going to pass. Then another year goes by. Well, this is probably the year, especially when that clump of, when it comes in threes, as they say, especially when pro wrestlers die, you're like, well, Heenan's going to be the third one. And yet, the man still survived. So, I mean, and I've told people before, I was like, if the day Bobby Heenan passes away, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to work the next day. Ironically, I did not go to work the next day. Completely unrelated. I suffered several debilitating migraines that caused me to throw up all day. So, although it might have been my body's way of saying, no, you know what you said. So, but growing up, he was the manager for me to just when you're when you were a kid in the 80s and during the rock and wrestling era, you everybody had their certain ones, and for me it was Bobby the Brain Heenan. I don't know if it was because I always saw him on prime time on Monday nights or whatever the various incarnations that preceded Raw went through. Heenan was always there. Him and Gorilla Monsoon. That's why I said, if we're going to talk commentary duos, I will always say Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Play-by-play guys, whatever you want to call them, I will always say Gordon Solie first, Joey Styles second. But as far as number one color guys, it was always Bobby the Brain Heenan. There were times where I would just be like, if just to have Joey Styles on play-by-play and Bobby Heenan on color, that would be my ultimate commentary team. Don't need anybody else. But like I said, I don't know if it was just that or, growing up, once again, kid of the rock and wrestling era, it was always Heenan's family, not a stable. He would always be quick to tell you, I don't have a stable. A stable is where you keep horses. It was always the Heenan family that was going after Hogan or before he turned Andre, because you always had, Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, Mr. Wonderful, all the way up to the Islanders and just so many, Rick Rude, that Mr. Perfect, that was in the Heenan family. Sure, there was a couple that you were just like, I don't know, looking at you, Brooklyn Brawler and Red Rooster, but by sticking Bobby the Brain Heenan with them, it gave me a reason to take an interest, even though they were bad guys. Well, later on when the Brain moved to WCW and, I was a little bit older, I could get some of his jokes and I could appreciate his quips. And you got to see the the more humorous side. I mean, he was always humorous on the Monday night show with Gorilla, but you really got to see it come out in WCW. And I mean, unlike other color guys who relied on, you know, chintzy catchphrases and, you know, being gross, dirty old pervert pedophiles, not naming any names, Jerry Lawler, but, you know, Heenan was the, you know, he stood out. And, you know, after I picked up I think it was his first book. I don't ever think I got a second book. But, you know, reading his first book, how, you know, WCW going into the NWO era kind of did him wrong and everything. And then, you know, all that was kind of sucky, but, you know, he was the ultimate manager to me. You know, I was never, you know, even when I look back back to this day, never a Fuji guy, never Jimmy Hart, never Johnny Valiant, Freddie Blassie. You know, I thought the closest we probably came to a modern day, if you could even say a modern day, Bobby Heenan, would have been Paulie Dangerously. But yeah, I mean, I can't say that I'm, you know, because, you know, you prepare for it for so long. So when he finally did pass, it was more of a relief. I mean, it sucks. I always wanted to meet him, never had the opportunity. You know, I heard he was a hell of a guy inside and outside of the ring. And it sucks, man. It sucks. And, you know, if you guys, I can tell you right now, if you guys can go out and find both of his books, I highly encourage it. You know, if you can pick up I don't know if it's on Blu-ray, but I know it's on DVD. If you could pick up the DVD set of Bobby Heenan, pick it up. If you, I believe you can search on the network, you can search by person now. I don't know though. Do what you can, you know, see what you can find. I mean, especially those who want to be quote unquote managers in professional wrestling, or even do color commentary. Study Bobby Heenan. He was called, he might have been, you know, he was lovingly nicknamed the Weasel, but he definitely, in my opinion, earned the nickname the Brain. And we're going to stop there before I start crying.
And of course, what does go without saying, but I will say it anyway, our thoughts and prayers and hopes for peace and heart go to his surviving family as well as inner circle of friends, which when you are that man, you have an endless well of friends. So I know that still, even a few, as much of a time space has been put in place, it still hurts and it's still very fresh in the heart. And, you know, this is why I didn't want to go too far into it on my own side, because I know I always end up saying something that sounds canned or cheesy or corny or something like that. And I don't want that to happen. So I will just simply reiterate the statement I just made a second ago, that I genuinely hope that the family and inner circle can find peace in their heart at this time that he is at peace. From there, sounding somewhat flippant, which I don't mean to. Of course, I also played back in my head what I said during the first part of the segment, and it sounded a little bit heavier than I meant to. I'm a little bit hoarse after yesterday. I was working a luau yesterday. Huh. Yes, beautiful time had by all.
Like official luau with like piggy in the ground and everything?
Not piggy in the ground, but they did have barbecue.
Close enough.
And it was good. And somebody has found a way to do what they call sweet potato fritters. Oh, snap.
I have heard of these.
Sweet potato fritters. Oh, damn. It's funny because when I was invited to come down to the food bar, and one of the people who was one of the coordinators, saved me one, but there was an additional one in there. And you know me, I'm not the piggy that I look like sometimes. So unless you catch me at Texas Day Brazil, then it's on.
Well, that's kind of you kind of have to be there in that situation.
Yeah, there you go. Went there earlier in the week too.
And then you get the meat sweats.
No, that I didn't get.
Well, then you're not doing it right.
Oh, I was pleasantly full when I left from there. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, and all the way everything broke down yesterday, I mean, it's like I was brought in. I've DJ'd at this facility before and had an awesome time. Matter of fact, you'll see a couple of the pictures on my Instagram account. And so I would just like to say to Freda, Debbie, everybody there that was kind enough to bring me in and give me that opportunity, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for all the kind words, both during and after the event. And I look forward to being able to work with y'all again in the near future, which probably will be next month. So, speaking of months,
from the bottom of your meat-filled colon.
No, it wasn't just that, dude. There were some people brought some great food, and I mean KILLR. Yes.
So I was going to say this sweet potato fritter. Did they dust it with like a cinnamon sugar, or was it just regular, or what?
It had a glaze, kind of like a sugar-esque glaze that went along with it, but of course it was part of the syrup involved as well. And it's just like, damn. That's all I can say. I don't know how they made it. I have some general ideas because I've done apple fritters and peach fritters before, but this is the first time I'd ever seen sweet potato. Oh, hell yeah. There were about 9 things I wanted to say right there, and we got sidetracked because we went back to the fritter thing.
No mercy?
Death Before Dishonor from this weekend.
Okay.
And Cody retaining, of course, the signing of Cody to an exclusive deal with Ring of Honor.
Who was in the main event with him? I can't remember.
What, Death Before Dishonor?
Yeah.
Let's see if I remember correctly, that because I didn't get a chance to watch the replay. I wanted to, I just never had a chance to do it. Suzuki.
Which Suzuki?
Minoru Suzuki.
Oh, I was like, Kenzo Suzuki?
No.
WWF?
God, dude, really?
Hey, man, you know these people.
Are you on a sabotage run today?
Look, Eddie, if Glacier could come back in a battle in the Rumble with Honor, why can't Kenzo Suzuki come back?
I don't think it's physically possible.
He's not dead.
Day like today, I'm going to be driven to smoke.
You do that anyway.
Inside the studio.
Oh, no, don't do that. That's bad.
Yeah, I know. Trust me on this one. In all seriousness, the signing of Cody Rhodes by Ring of Honor really does not come as a surprise to me, because I know that there were a lot of appearances that he made, and I'm glad he was able to do it. Make the money. And, I mean, make the payday for as long as you're able to from multiple sources. Make the damn payday. I just have to sit back and say the same thing about the American Nightmare Cody that I do about Johnny whatever his last name is this week. Johnny Nitro, Johnny Thunder, Johnny Sunshine, not Dr. Johnny Fever. That was Howard Hessman, WKRP in Cincinnati from days gone by. Johnny Mundo and Johnny Impact, also known as John Hennigan. He is a very talented individual in ring, and I can use that same statement for both Cody and John. But I don't always get the name game with Hennigan. I'm going to be Johnny Mundo over in Lucha Lucha Underground.
Underground?
Yes.
Well, hold on. But here's what you got to think about, though. Each individual company kind of owns that particular name. So that's why he can't travel with it. I mean, you obviously know that.
Right.
I mean, the reason why he couldn't use
Morrison.
Johnny Blaze, because that was one of the first ones he decided to use, because that's a Marvel character. But that's when he became Johnny Nitro, to honor Eric Bischoff. Well, that was a WWE owned name. So when he dipped,
well, remember he was John Morrison.
Wrestling.
He was John Morrison after that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, so that's two of them that WWE owned. So, well, I mean, and this, so he eventually ends up in Lucha Underground. And so what is he, Johnny Underground sounds weird. Johnny Lucha might have worked.
It doesn't sound any worse it didn't
hey,
sound any worse than Johnny
like,
Nitro.
Huh?
Johnny Underground does not sound any worse than Johnny Nitro.
I don't know. Johnny Nitro has a ring to it. But, I mean, if Johnny Gargano's nickname could be Johnny Wrestling, then why couldn't John Morrison or whatever, why couldn't he be Johnny Lucha? Makes sense.
Oh,
it just makes sense. But, so that was, Johnny Mundo, which I never really liked that name. It just sounded weird. That was a name exclusive to Lucha Underground. So it's like he's almost tailor-making the names to wherever he goes. Obviously, I don't know what you can't really call it. I don't think you can call it Global Force anymore. So, that's why he called it Johnny Impact. So I'm wondering, like, if he ever signs with Ring of Honor, is he going to be Johnny Honor?
Depends on what Taya says.
Yeah.
Depends on what Taya says.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes to, he's been in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, but he was Johnny Mundo. But if he's, let's say he goes to, what is he going to be, Johnny New Japan? Johnny Puro? I don't know.
Peresero.
So, yeah, it'd just be Johnny Puro. Just, so who knows? So, I mean, he kind of has to, because people see the value in him. That's why they sign him. But they don't, because nobody wants to see John Hennigan. They want to see some version of John Morrison, Johnny Nitro. So,
okay. Ordering Chinese food?
I mean, no. Sending dirty messages.
There you go. You would be. I don't always understand and get exactly why the name game goes as lame as it does. I mean,
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and he will officially just change his name to Boone the Bounty Hunter.
To what?
Boone the. Come on, dude. The movie's been out for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I know. That's the T-shirt he was wearing this past Thursday on Impact.
I mean, he can't change his name to Johnny Boone, because isn't that like a jobber from the 80s?
Well, see, here's the other one that I've got to throw out there, is the fact that this past Thursday on Impact, you had, after coming out of the situation from the previous week between Eli Drake and Johnny Impact shows up, or Johnny shows up this week, comes flying through there, is like, where's he at, comes down to the ring, calls out Eli Drake, and then KM comes down. KM makes it a specific point to mention the fact that he is undefeated at Impact Global Force. And then proceeds to lose clean to Johnny in a match that means nothing. It's where KM challenged him to put the number 1 contendership on the line that is going to be decided next Thursday night. And lo and behold, it's a simple case. Why? By the way, who is KM?
I
can never remember. Any other time I could tell you. I'll be able to tell you off air, trust me. But, I like the character. I have no problem with the character is good. It fits him. And from that vantage point, to put the world in proper perspective, to take somebody that you specifically said or had them say they were undefeated at Impact Global Force and then lose clean to Johnny the first match out, that made about as much sense as Orion Bishop losing clean to Luke Gallows. Undefeated in
it's what the booker wants, brother.
Well, I understand that, but it's not necessarily the smartest thing to do. To absolutely just tear down what you worked 3 years to build, or in KM's case, probably about 6 months. I mean, it's like it's not always the smoothest thing to do. And right now, Wicked Nemesis is probably picking up his phone, throwing it across the room because he can't dial in time.
It's what the front office wants when you got a name.
Well, I challenge that because it's funny because hindsight being 2020, even Gallows said, "Why? Why did I go over clean? You had two monsters, and this is my perspective. You had two monsters that you could have built a money program with, and it basically got shot straight to hell the first night out."
I don't know, dude.
But before we
speaking,
yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Because I'm going to go to break.
Then go right ahead.
Okay. Hang tight.
Feel like I'm
Beyond Ringside. Hell, thanks to the rotator. I love my computers. I really do. All right, here we go. We'll be right back. Why? Because we can. Hang tight.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Oh, yes, this is Paul Bearer, and some people call me Percy Pringle III. You're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
I don't know what
Back into Beyond Ringside Live on this Sunday night edition. Fast Study Layne, Mark MaBo Bowman. 8 minutes after the top of the hour. WWE No Mercy going live. Pre-show should be kicked in about 10 minutes ago. Of course, the main body of the show comes on at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's go and take a look at some of the assets that are in place for this card. And I say it like that for a simple reason, because there's a couple of liabilities on this one. Mark, I want your opinion.
No, you don't.
I made the statement Thursday night on Shooter's Gallery that Neville and Enzo for the Cruiserweight title, this match has to perform, period. This match has surpassed any and all expectations that are in place for it. Where do you stand on this one?
Neville has to carry Enzo and make him look good.
I don't even think Heister could carry Enzo and make him look good. It's a crane company. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, I would have said Crane Works. That's who we use, and they're pretty good people. So.
Okay.
Whoa. I mean that would be my choice of crane companies. That's what I would have done.
What about your thoughts on the match?
Oh, on the match.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were discussing crane companies.
No, we're not discussing.
Well, I guess some people need a crane to get over. Oh, you see what I did there? To there. It was a joke. Not a good one. Anyway.
Took you long enough to get there.
Huh?
It took you long enough to get there. Hell, I know.
Look, fool, it takes 8 to 10 hours to drive to Disney World, but it's worth it, all right? Anyway.
That's why I go to Six Flags, 2.5 hours.
Go to Six Flags. Catch a disease. I don't know, man, to be honest. I don't get this. I mean, okay. For Enzo to have all this drama surrounding him backstage, he's getting. I mean, is he going to win the match? Probably not. I mean, if he does, I guarantee you, there's going to be a lot of people going, "There's still a cruiserweight division," but those who do care are probably going to throw their remotes or whatever, their iPads. Something's getting thrown across the room or into the TV. Because he's just, that's what I don't understand. He's got all this heat on him, this drama surrounding. He owns the drama llama, but yet he's getting the spotlight. And you could sit there and easily say, well, he's good on the mic. I'll say he's great on the mic. And he, because of that mouth, giggity, it sells the merchandise. And to me, that's what, I think that's what really matters, because as long as that money is rolling in for that merchandise, WWE doesn't care. As long as he's not doing anything too stupid and tarnishing the company name out in the public. But to me, you've got to have that something extra when you're trying to go in with this modern era of cruiserweights, which is what also some people don't appreciate. And I don't know, man. Enzo is a cruiserweight only in name because of how much he weighs. I don't think it was a good idea. But then again, I don't work for WWE, so I can only armbar the whole situation. Stole that from Edge and Christian. But, it's just, Neville's going to have to work his butt off to make this match look good and to make Enzo look good, and he's still got to be able to pace it to where Enzo can keep up. You know what I'm saying? Because when he wants to, Neville's going to go all over the place and still have a great match. And I have a feeling we're going to see at some points where Enzo's just going to be like, what? So, I don't know. But, of course, this all could just be a big ploy to embarrass Enzo on a pay-per-view and then can him the next day. I don't know. What about you, Mr. Magoo?
I think that Neville's got his work cut out for him. Anybody who has watched Enzo knows he's not that good. Enzo has been getting by on personality and catchphrases.
And Big Cass.
And Big Cass.
Bless his heart.
Where's he now? I know, recovering.
laid up because he landed wrong, bless him. And it just so happened to be in a match with Enzo.
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean, it was no fault. It wasn't Enzo's fault.
But yeah, you have a situation in place where this, in my book, I don't know if this would be Enzo's last chance. Because you can only.
Well, I mean, I was going to say that's a hell of a last chance to be like, here you go, kid. Keep up with probably one of the best cruiserweights in the world. And I think we could all agree that Neville Pac, whatever you want to call him, to this day, he is still one of the best high flyers, if not the best. I mean, yeah, I get it. Osprey and, Ricochet and all those guys. But I guarantee you, if for some odd reason Neville was back out on that circuit, he'd be going toe-to-toe with them and running circles around them. So,
well, remember the run Neville had in NXT. And before that,
yep.
Of course, he was all over the place. Geographically speaking. And recognized as probably one of the best workers out there. But to keep the world in proper perspective, everybody has to have their feet held to the fire every once in a while. And this is one of those cases for Enzo. I'm really of the ilk that, legitimately speaking, Enzo's going to have to tone it down. Going to have to kick it up so many notches. What's going to be harder, Neville to dumb it down or Enzo to kick it up a higher notch?
It's probably gonna have to be Enzo to kick it up.
Yeah,
because because Neville he's a professional. I mean, he's done it in the U.S. He's done it in the U.K. He's done it. Well, actually, all over Europe, really. He's done it in Japan. I think he's done some stints in Mexico. He is, a utility player when it comes to the various places you can wrestle, Canada, all that stuff. So, he knows how to pace everything for a lesser experienced individual. But when you've got somebody like Enzo, who, some of Enzo's biggest spots and offense was being thrown by Big Cass. What else, other than the rocket, what do they call it? The boom, bada boom shakalaka or whatever?
Yeah, rocket launcher.
Yeah, pretty much. We all know it's a rocket launcher. Or, when, Cass would throw him into somebody in the corner or whatever. What give me, okay, Cena has his 5 moves of doom. Rock's got people's elbow, Uranagi, rock bottom, his moves. Everybody's got their certain set. They've got a particular set of skills. Other than being tossed around by Big Cass and doing his little rocking back and forth dance, give me one offensive and one defensive Enzo Amore maneuver.
Good luck with that.
I could turn on WWE 2K17 right now and go down the list and just be like, punch, punch, kick, punch, elbow drop. So that's what I'm saying. What is one standout offensive or defensive maneuver that Enzo can do?
I really don't know. Can he do an RKO?
He couldn't do an RKO out of somewhere, nowhere, anywhere.
Attitude adjustment, DVD?
Might mess up that pineapple on top of his head.
Tiny bubbles.
Don't get me wrong, I liked it when it was Enzo and Big Cass. But then, who is that doofus?
Who's that?
Next, okay. Oh, that's David Otunga. Okay. He looks like he's lost some weight. But, back to it. When it was Enzo and Big Cass, it was like they complemented each other. They worked well with each other. And if and when the time came, I would have seen it easier for Enzo to transfer into more of the managerial role, which I think they should have done. You know, when they could, because if they never slapped the NXT tag team titles on them. You know, they kept teasing that they were going to slap the Raw tag titles or whatever at that time titles on them, but they never did. So, why not go ahead? I would go with a heel turn. Have Enzo as the mouthpiece. Big Cass is the monster. And just left it at that. But no. It's that almighty dollar when it came to the merchandise. Because, think about this, Eddie. Could you sell the wigs and the leopard print stuff and the certified G and all that with just Big Cass?
No.
Could you sell all of that stuff with just Enzo?
No.
No. He's the one that came up with certified G. He's the one that came up with soft. He's the one with the jacked up hair. He's the one that started rocking the leopard print.
Okay.
That stuff, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, that stuff was more Enzo than it was Big Cass. I mean, God love him. I think Big Cass is a heck of an athlete, but he's a modern-day Test.
To say the least. I mean, I agree wholeheartedly. But I think it was the overall presentation of Enzo and...
Eddie?
Yes?
Yeah, getting a little interference there, sorry.
Okay. I think it was the overall presentation of Enzo and Big Cass, the correlation of the two, that helped get him over.
I would agree.
It's kind of like Team 3D. Bubba Ray and Devon. The Dudley Boys. Or the Hardys. There are some who excel in singles. There are some who don't. Look, Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, whatever. Charismatic as the day is long. Face or heel. But the Dudley Boys, the Dudley Boys together made a team look good. Because Bubba on his own is nothing more than a mimic of the flip-flop-fly half the time. Know what I mean, Vern? Giggity.
What?
Giggity.
Why do you keep saying giggity?
I didn't say giggity. Quagmire did.
But Ernest P. Worrell has... Anyway, I'm not even going to any of this argument with you.
What?
Just going to quietly punch you in the neck next time I see you.
Should I have slowed it down a little bit?
What, the giggity?
Giggity.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to make it sound good, then I would. But,
Okay.
Whatever.
I'll see if I can do that. Continue.
And I was going to say, and awkward silence.
Awkward science?
There's awkward silence, too, these days.
There you go. Giggity. That's too slow. I'll find a better one. Yeah, because the one that I have in there is just currently too fast. And trying to slow it down is going to drag it out. But, okay. Let's go ahead and do the prediction for this one. Actually, I'll go and ask you this one. Should this be a main event? Should this be a main card match or a pre-show match?
I mean, as much as I think the cruiserweights should... I mean, yes, they have their own TV show, but it's on the network. And then sometimes they're usually stuffed in either the 8 o'clock or the 9 o'clock slot on Raw. So, yeah, I think, I would normally be all about having a cruiserweight title match on the main card. Just like I should always... I feel that a women's title match should always be on the main card. I think if it's a title match, it should be on the main card. Now, sometimes you can alternate, because you with, 6 champions or 5 championships on one brand, it's going to get crowded.
Right.
So maybe alternate or whatever. But I think in this instance, this would be the one time I'd say, no, put this garbage on the kickoff show.
I mean, it's 35 minutes away. I mean, and let's run this start to finish. I mean, think about this. Miz, Jason Jordan, IC title. Cruiserweight title, Neville, Enzo. Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, no title on the line. Ambrose, Rollins, Cesaro, Sheamus, tag title. Fatal 5-Way women's title. Nia, Alexa, Bayley, Sasha, Emma. Cena, Reigns, no title. Strowman, Lesnar, Universal title. What doesn't fit? Neville and Enzo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once again, kind of falls in you could take the Miz Jordan and kind of slide it into that. Normally, I would say, especially the IC title. Well, this lineage, I would say, on the main show. But if it wasn't for Jordan being quote unquote Kurt Angle's son, this, I would say, put this on the pre-show as well.
Let me shift topics for a second. Looking at the promo that's currently running on WWE Network, and it's going to be for the Hell in a Cell live event on the WWE Network, which is featuring Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. First off, I'm putting the over-under for the time limit of the match at 15 minutes. You think it goes over or under 15?
Oh, I think it'll go over 15.
Do you see any way, shape, form, or fashion that Shane actually goes over Kevin?
I don't know, man, because, I mean, it's got so many scenarios that you can hit, But I mean, it's like, how many times can Shane, because Shane lost to Taker, right? Did he lose to AJ?
Yep.
Okay, so how many times can Shane job out to superstars?
How many times can he?
Yeah. So, I mean, it would make... See, if you want to apply logic, which is something that rarely happens in professional wrestling, you would say, he's not even a part-timer. He's like a quarter-timer.
Who? Shane?
Shane,
1/15th of a timer.
Yeah. So that's why, would it be a hell of a fight? Yeah, but I mean, common sense would dictate, that, and with Owens being, sort of like a brawler, rough and tumble kind of guy,
mm-hmm.
and it's going to be in a hell in a cell. There's, logically Shane should not go over. But with someone like Owens, if he were to lose, with Shane defending the McMahon honor and all that stuff, it wouldn't hurt Kevin Owens one bit. And with it being in a Hell in a Cell, Shane can do his crazy Shane stunts to take out Kevin Owens to be able to get the win. So it would technically make perfect sense. Like if it was just like a regular match, or even, I would say, even like a false count anywheres, but this is a Hell in a Cell, so Shane diving off the cell to take out Owens, or somehow dropping Owens through the cell, or what have you, to get the win, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. So,
loaded question, folks. I'd love to hear your answer for this one also at Beyond Ringside on Twitter. And for the record, if you've heard anything that you would like to comment upon or a question you'd like to ask, either myself or Mark, at Beyond Ringside on Twitter, kind of easy to find. Drop over, say hi, give us a follow. Anybody who follows the Beyond Ringside account, if you are genuinely into wrestling, sports, all of the above, we follow back. If you're like a bot or something like that, don't even try it. If you're trying to advertise a porn account, don't even try it. But
hold on now.
okay, send that to MaBo's personal.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Sure.
Hello, Kobe Lee. I asked this question.
I don't know who that is, but keep going.
Okay, I'll tell you off air.
I just Google her if I wanted to.
Well, you've got your board in front of you.
I'm looking at guinea pigs. Hush.
Okay. Does the talent and the microphone skill that Alexa Bliss has make up for her lack of physical stature?
I would say yes, and this is what's kind of funny is, I was there when she, watching NXT when she came out as Little Miss Bliss, the little fairy princess cheerleader type, gimmick where, it was just like, oh, look, it's your typical baby face. And, it was just cool for a second. And then people kind of soured on her for a little bit. And then she, did the whole turn and started helping out Blake and Murphy. And, you could kind of see the evolution of her mic work. And then, she started doing, more stuff in the ring, and you could see the evolution of it. And, she never, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think she ever captured the NXT women's title, did she?
No.
I don't think she did. But, so when they kind of put it on her, when she got to, Raw and stuff, I was like, well, that's unusual, but, where, some people would have maybe buckled under the pressure or whatever. She was like, no, I'm good. And I think, sure, she was branded as having one of the worst Raw segments in history. But that, that might have been more so of the writers. I mean, she's not been in pro wrestling very long at all.
Right.
So she's still working on what the writers give her kind of situation. Not making excuses for her. I'm just saying that's what I could see happening. But yeah, I think what she brings to the table now definitely helps out the fact that she's like 5 feet or less.
Yeah. I mean, okay, suspend the suspension of disbelief. By the law of logic, who walks away women's champion tonight at No Mercy?
Logically?
Yes.
Logically, due to size and everything, you would have to give it to the biggest person, and that would be Nia Jax.
Okay.
But is it a 5-way or a 4-way?
5.
Oh, yeah, 5 because Emma. But there's so many varying degrees if everybody's going at it at once or what have you. I mean, it could be real simple for Nia to lay somebody out and then anybody to come along, somehow get Nia out of the way and take the pin. But I've got I don't know, man. I have a feeling at some point soon they're going to put the belt on Nia Jax. I don't know if it'll be tonight. I would say if they put it on Sasha, she's just going to lose it, and within a week.
The first defense, yeah.
Yeah. So, she's not going to get that run until she turns heel on Bayley. So, I think it's time for Emma to get it. So, but yeah, if you want to just go logistically, Nia should be able to just crush everybody and toss them. I think the only one that would give somebody, if we're suspending disbelief or whatever, would be Bayley, because Bayley's pretty strong. So,
and noticing they have dropped the word Samson off of Elias's name. Yet again,
yeah.
Somebody going to a one-word name because creative can't keep it together. I mean, I really hate to say it like this. I'm just not a fan. I'm sure that Elias is a super person behind the scenes. I am sure that given the right work circumstance, I mean, he's turned in some decent matches. But the guitar playing, muscle-bound beatnik just does not get it for me. I guess I'm burned out on guitar players from the Honky Tonk Man and Double J Jeff Jarrett. Take that, slap nuts. And the solo with the spotlight in the ring, it gets old. It genuinely does in my book. And, I mean, like I said, at Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. The chat room over .com has been intermittently working depending on what browser you're using, because Firefox is eliminating its control for Flash. So I'm having to work on getting a new a chat over there. But let's run this down real quick. Miz, Jason Jordan, Intercontinental title. MaBo, who and why?
I mean, every time that Jordan's gotten near Miz or whatever, I kept saying, "Oh, Jordan's going to get it. Jordan's going to get it." And every time I get burned, I'm still going to say Jordan's going to get it.
I'm saying Miz is going to get it. I'll take Miz on this one for some reason. Now, I may be wrong. It may be Jordan's so-called time. But
well, I mean, once again, though, it's one of those that whatever the outcome is, I'm not going to be surprised. So,
right. Agreed. From there, I mean, I look for Jason Jordan to cause Miz to have to step it up big time. Miz has not had a bad match in recent memory. But I think Jordan feels like, work-wise, legit work-wise, he's got to do something to get and keep the attention of everybody. Because he is not that overwhelming babyface with the personality that can just reach out and grab you.
Which is why I think they should have still kept American Alpha together and gave them a better run.
Yeah. Well, you'd think that Gallows and Anderson would have had a good run by now, but they can't
Oh,
see.
God, yes.
Yeah. Okay, Elias and Apollo one-on-one. Who you got?
Hashtag I don't care.
I would like to think Apollo's going to go over on this one, but I think that they've still got it stuck in their craw that they're going to push Elias. And apparently being put together.
I would be inclined to agree.
But like I said, what I started to say a second ago, considering the fact that apparently Titus is still whizzed in somebody's Wheaties and creative, I see Apollo going under in this match.
I'm still surprised that Titus hadn't turned on his charges. You know? I mean, because he's got Apollo, he's got Tozawa. Doesn't he have somebody else?
No, not that I know of.
But wasn't he trying to take on a female charge, too, at one point?
I don't remember.
I don't either. Shows you how interested I am in Titus O'Neil.
We've already talked ad nauseum about the Cruiserweight title match. One-on-one, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt. MaBo?
Oh, boy, I don't even know. I don't even know what to tell you there, sleepy puppy.
To me, this is the coin toss of the night.
Yeah.
This is genuinely the coin toss of the night. Pick 'em. Because both men are okay getting a loss in this matchup. Both men are just as good getting a win in this matchup. But to keep the world in proper perspective, I don't see Bray going over. I think that they're keeping...
You know what?
Go ahead.
I think he will go over, so we could get the rubber match at
Survivor
TLC.
Series. Yeah, TLC.
Yep. In a TLC.
And we can watch Finn get hurt again.
No, that was Rollins' fault. Rollins shouldn't be throwing people in the guardrails.
Okay. Tag title match, Ambrose, Rollins, Cesaro, and Sheamus. For the 93rd time, we get to say that name in a title match.
Oh, God. You heard me yawn on that, didn't you?
I think that Ambrose and Rollins should go over, and then immediately after that, Gallows and Anderson should get the belts.
You know what? I'm going to say I would like to see them regain the belts. I really would. And contrary to what some people say, not naming any names, but Gallows and Anderson are over because the crowd chants along with the nerds.
Yeah.
I noticed that Monday night. So, but I think, depending on the timetable, I don't so much think Anderson Gallows. I think Revival. Even though hashtag FTR. And then we will get our Hardy Boys Revival feud.
Revival and Gallows and Anderson. How good would that series be?
I don't know, because you've got to have the heel and the babyface. So
the crowd would immediately start cheering for the Revival.
See, I don't think so. I think the crowd would, and depending on that point, if they have aligned themselves with Finn yet and formed the Balor Club.
Worldwide.
I don't know, man.
I think Ambrose and Rollins retain, by the way, for the record, just in case I didn't say that a minute ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one.
Fatal five-way. Nia, Alexa, Bayley, Sasha, Emma.
That's the thing is I can go either Nia or Emma.
You want somebody who has not held the title to get the belt.
Well, the thing is, like we were talking about, and is it going to be like an elimination, or is it, first pinfall? It just, whatever the rules are, but I don't know. I close my eyes and I either see Emma or I see Nia.
I see Nia more than Emma. Emma just, even fresh off another return, Emma just seems like she's floundering.
I don't know, man. I think this might be, this might be what she needs. I don't know. Just think maybe this is what she needs.
Well, a lot of people say the same thing about Nia Jax as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing is you could not put the belt on Nia and she's still a beast or whatever. But the question you also got to ask yourself is, who's gonna look good when put up against Asuka? You could technically have Nia win it, have her run roughshod over everybody, and then when it comes down to it, Asuka Nia. If you say it like that, it's Asuka Nia Wiener.
Oh God!
But yeah, but you could, Asuka takes it off Nia Jax. So that's why I say, it's Asuka or Nia.
To everybody trying to listen through the different mobile apps, I do apologize right now because I realize I just turned around to look to check the signals, and we'd apparently lost both of the major disbursement servers.
So what does that mean?
It means we were off air for a few minutes.
Oh,
How long, I don't know.
but we were still recording.
Of course.
So that's all that matters. Want to hear what we said? Download the latest episode.
Get the replay.
That too.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
The match that scares me, Cena Reigns.
The match that scares you?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to say no contest.
That's what I've been saying the whole time. I've been saying that for a week. What's your reasoning, though?
Okay, let's put it this way. Even if the match happens, because I don't even know if the match is going to happen, because, I think we were saying it before WWE even started saying it. This is a WrestleMania quality match.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
It's on No Mercy. Technically, I would say Brock Strowman is a WrestleMania quality match, and it's on No Mercy. So, I don't know, dude, but I just got a feeling something's going to happen that's going to cause a tag match. Could we even have a replay of, didn't they, they were getting ready to have a match or a stare down or a fight off or something, and then Gallows and Anderson came down and called them nerds? Didn't it happen like 3 weeks ago on Raw?
Yeah.
So why not have it happen again? But that's just me.
There you go. And of course, I'm 50-50 on this one. But I said this the other night, and I stand by my original comment. There is no way that John Cena goes over tonight in that match. If he does, you officially flush everything that you have worked on for Roman Reigns for the last 2 years. Done. There would be no bounce back from this. And the way that WWE's creative team has been lately, a complete lack of creativity. Look at Dolph Ziggler, floundering. Look at Sami Zayn, floundering. And Ziggler's one of the best they got. Gallows and Anderson, floundering. Finn and Bray involved in I love the fact they're involved in a feud or a program with each other. But one of them should be going after the main title. At least somewhere in the mix. I would almost dare say Finn Balor floundering. Because that program that he had with Elias was nothing more than unsalted French fries. It just wasn't good. And Balor did not need to be in that program. It did not get Elias over any further than he already was in any capacity. But either Reigns has to go over by hook or by crook, or there can be no winner. That's the easy way for me to say it. All right, Universal title, Strowman, Lesnar. The monster among men versus the conquering beast. MaBo, who and why?
I'm going to say Strowman with the help of Paul Heyman. And Brock goes away till Rumble, wins the Rumble, fights Reigns for the title.
You think?
I try not to.
True. Yeah, true.
mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Reigns winning the title at Mania, but, you know, at least, I mean, let's put it this way. This year, he, quote unquote, retired The Undertaker. With this allegedly being Brock's last year on his contract, why not have the big dog slay the beast?
I just can't see it. I just can't see that.
Hmm?
No, I've seen dumber. And why can't I get over to this computer?
I don't know.
Oh, well. So who have you got in the main event?
I'm going to say Strowman with the help of Paul Heyman.
Intentional or unintentional?
I'm going to say unintentional, allegedly unintentional, and then maybe a rematch tomorrow night or next week or what have you, to where it becomes intentional. But that's just me. We all know I don't know what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Half the time I'm just talking out my ass, and the other half I'm sticking my thumb up it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Mark Bowman, last call.
Beyond Wrestling had a little Tadeuski earlier on. I know they were going to be on Powerbomb TV. I think they were starting at 3:30 Eastern with something, but that was a fart. They did a little pre-show on Facebook Live and got to watch Deanna Perjar take on Penelope Ford. That was a really good match. My one issue with it, though, was after Deanna already had Penelope, had her in a pretty gruesome armbar. This little heifer gonna sit there and be doing springboard hand somersaults and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, you just had your arm worked over, and now you're doing back tumbly flips with it. And the announcers it was Bryce and what's he calling himself now? The former Leonard. I think it was the former Leonard F. Carson. I think Joe Spozo is his name now. But I know it was Bryce. They even kind of pointed it out. They were like, well, she must be, her arm must not be bothering her too bad. She's, doing the handsprings. But that kind of bothered me. I'm like, and that's the thing is Deanna's one of her finishers, which is what she finished her off with, was an armbar. As somebody whose specialty is an armbar and they worked your arm over and then they put you briefly in the armbar and you get out, you sell the arm. You don't sit there and try to do back handsprings. It makes no damn sense. So, but yeah, it was kind of cool to see that. And I like it when companies do that. If they're going to have something on Powerbomb TV or what's the other one everybody uses?
The Fight TV app. WWN Live.
Yeah, the Fight TV app. Yeah, WWN, Twitch, anything like that you might have to pay for. When they do little pre-shows, I think that's awesome. And I'd like to see more companies do that. Kind of gives you, kind of wets the beak a little bit. So, but yeah, so. And coming up, we'll probably have a little bit more closer to show date, but Excellence Professional Wrestling, Saturday, October 14th. Contingent from Alabama, Commander Man Dan, Lights, Camera, and Action. The main attraction, Britt Jackson, Donnie Primetime, Zombie Dragon, Eric Silva, and myself. We're all going to be headed back up to Excellence. Just announced was, where was it? The second match announced sees, excuse me, a little bit in the, getting a little phlegmy here. We'll see Donnie Primetime and, sorry about that, Britt Jackson. They're going to be taking on, who was it? I want to say it was Frank Maccabee. And someone else. Can't remember who. So, yeah, I mean, that's the first, of many matches that the guys from Alabama are going to be participating in up at Excellence on October 14th. So, if you're in the area, you definitely come check it out. Oh, what's there's Frank Maccabee and Manny Martinez, El Jefe, Manny Martinez. Which that dude, I can tell you right now, from Pandemonium, Manny Martinez.
Right.
Dude's good. Dude is good. Dude is damn good. And from what I could see from Line in the Sand, because he has sort of that cholo gimmick that he does. He came. Do you remember when dude that was Sin Cara before he became Sin Cara?
Which one?
The one that's Sin Cara now.
Hunico?
Hunico. You remember he was kind of doing the cholo gimmick with
right,
Tongaloa?
Yeah.
They'd come down on the bike.
On the bicycles,
well, from the picture the picture I saw El Jefe, Manny Martinez, he came. This is the funniest damn thing in the world, dude. And the only people who will get this is hardcore Simpsons fans. The episode where Krusty the Clown ran a clown school, and Homer signed up to try to, to learn to become a clown. And the thing was they had to get on the really tiny bicycle and they had to make it through the loop. Now imagine that really, really small bicycle, but, cholo style. And that's what Manny Martinez was on at Line in the Sand. So,
there you go.
It was funny as hell, dude. I laughed so hard at that picture. But yeah, so just stay tuned here. We'll keep you up to date on the upcoming everything coming out for Scenes from a Memory. I think that's what it is. For Excellence Pro on October 14th.
At Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. The home sites, of course, are BeyondRingside.com as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net.
Oh.
The Beyond Ringside Radio app for Amazon, Android, BlackBerry, very much available. For those listening on the live side on this 24th day of September, in 1 hour from now, the gang from Corner to Corner will be here live during No Mercy. They got a lot going on. Stan, Rob, Brian taking over in 51 minutes and 38 seconds, but who's counting? Live programming resumes throughout the course of the week on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net. Be sure to join us. And now that I've got everything back under my control, the website will be updated on a more regular basis. For Mark MaBo Bowman.
If you didn't enjoy tonight's episode of Beyond Ringside, you can sick a duck.
There you go. I am the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne saying until next time, join us right here as we all go Beyond Ringside. Bye for now.